Jason from VCManCrew. Today we are going to be working on my Host Yukon camper here, and I have got an exhaust leak in the generator. So we're going to be digging into that, replacing the exhaust gasket on the exhaust manifold, and then doing a little metal work on the downpipe on it because I believe it's bent. So stay tuned for more. Okay, so here is let's take a look here at the camper. Flip the camera around here. Here is the generator. It's a Camp Power 2500 made by Onan. It's older model here. So this is my generator compartment. Got a couple issues here. So if you see, I don't know if you can see down there, there's a downpipe. You can barely see it. Only way to access it is from underneath the camper, so I'm gonna have to lift this up, crawl underneath there. Anyways, there's an exhaust leak in the in that exhaust manifold right there. The problem is inside this compartment, you can see this aluminized foil tape here. It's not a airtight seal around this compartment, which goes right into the basement of the camper, which also has access. The heater vents have access into the basement. So what happens is with the exhaust leak, it'll blow carbon monoxide into the trailer, which is very bad, and it also sets off the carbon monoxide sensor in there. And that's how I found I had an exhaust leak, right down there. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to get under here, pull that down tube out. We're going to loosen up this guy. It's on one bolt right now. Scoot it around so we can foil tape all around here, seal this compartment, so we don't have the risk of gases getting into the basement of the camper, and then hopefully stop the exhaust leak and have a quieter generator. So we're under the camper now, and I'm going to show you what we got to take apart here. Okay, so first bolts we got to take out are that right there. That's going to take the resonator pipe off here, and then underneath that you can probably see, it might be too dark, there's an exhaust flange up under here that we'll be able to get a socket and extension on. 2 bolts. You can kind of see the gasket outline, or the old makeshift gasket there. So we'll get going on that. Alright, YouTube, we've got the downpipe out. So here's the downpipe, 2-bolt manifold, and we've got a slight bend. So if you can see that curved surface there, so that's causing a fairly substantial exhaust leak, and it's not fun for other campers or us. So we're going to take this, throw it on the vise, try to bend that out, maybe hit it with a flap disc, and see how flat we can get that surface so we can get a good exhaust seal. Alright, so we're down in the shop here, so here's the plan. Got the bend right about there. So I think if I tap this on this ear right here to flatten that out, I think I can get that pretty straight. Yes, I know that this is a simple 2-bolt flange, and the right thing to do would be to buy a new downpipe or make a new one with a 2-bolt flange, but I don't have that with me right now, and this downpipe is to buy it from an Onan parts dealer. Really, there's not too many guys selling that part. I looked, and it's not terribly expensive. I think I looked on a few different small engine sites online, maybe $25 part. Definitely not an Amazon part, maybe an eBay part, but I'm gonna attempt to straighten it because it's not that bad, and I'll check it for square with a straight edge when I'm there. So let's try this. So I just want to show not an awesome grinder, but the Harbor Freight. I think this is a $13 guy. Not a sponsored video, but thought I would show the grinder I'm using. I'll say this tool has worked pretty well. Not the best grinder, but you notice the button fell out there. So Still works, still use it. Can't say it's the best grinder I've ever used, but it's hard to say it's not a decent grinder for 13 bucks. So there you go. Another issue here. So I think I've gotten this pretty close to flat. Maybe slightly off, but gasket I got probably 1/16 inch, maybe thicker. I think it is more than enough to fill the gap there. The other problem is these guys. So these guys have been backing off on me, and they're a locking nut, but I think what's happened is the manifold's heating up and cooling off and expanding and contracting, and these guys are backing off. So I think what I'm going to do is add a lock washer, something like this. This is clearly too big, but a locking washer like this, because it has that little split washer, adds a little spring force to it. So my hope is that it will keep pressure on it as the manifold expands and contracts, and hopefully stop the manifold bolts from backing. Hey YouTube, all right, we got the new gasket on. Under there, we got the resonator back on. All right, YouTube, project update here. We've got the resonator on. You can't really see it. Here's the resonator. New gasket on behind that, and then I found the cause of the issue. You can see that bolt right here with the washer. There was nothing holding the resonator to the camper, letting it flop loose. So this is secure now, which is probably why that exhaust manifold is loosening up and bending. Moment of truth here. Let's go ahead and fire this bad boy up to its own. Alright YouTube, so we've got the generator compartment all buttoned up. Had a couple issues. One is as I pointed out, I found that the resonator wasn't secured to the underside of the camper, so I fixed that. The new gasket and the straightened out exhaust manifold, a 2-bolt flange, seemed to substantially reduce the noise of the generator, but still having an issue with the LP detectors in the camper going off. It's detecting gas or carbon monoxide or something inside the cabin, and I've used a fair amount of foil tape, and I'll show you that in a minute. But the foil tape, it looks much like duct tape. It's like, I'll show you YouTube. Looks like this, but it's tinfoil instead of this vinyl tape stuff. So I was using that on all the seams in the generator compartment, and it's still, I was trying to find every hole, patch it up, still was going off. So I'm calling tonight a 75% win. We got the generator running like it should with the proper exhaust gasket on there, so that's a win. I guess more to come as I troubleshoot why the LP detector is going off. So a couple notes on the tools. So I used if you guys don't have an impact drill, this is a fantastic tool to have in the shop. So I use this DeWalt lithium ion 20 volt batteries I got in right now. Fantastic tool. I would say this is, it's just an impact drill, so it's not going to be the same strength and power as like an air impact, but you still can break bolts. So in my case, I was careful not to use it on the exhaust manifold flange there, because the bolts are a little bit rusted, and I could easily break them. So I didn't use the impact wrench on that. You know, I did break the bolts loose to get them off, but I hand tightened them. You know, my other tool for this evening was the other half of the DeWalt set. This is a 20-volt lithium-ion DeWalt drill. Nothing to say but awesome things about this thing. It's light, it's easy to use, getting to tight spots, battery lasts forever, and it just works. I've had that tool for, I don't know, going on 6 years now. So again, not sponsored by DeWalt, but you know, just as part of the VCManCrew and our kind of DIY take on things. You know, we all use tools, so just want to give you guys, YouTube out there, a take on the tools that I'm using, and just give you a raw, honest opinion. So big thumbs up to DeWalt tools, working really great. I'll give a sideways thumbs up for my Harbor Freight grinder. It works, but it's starting to get tired, and like I said before, 13 bucks, so can't expect too much from a $13 tool. Other than that, that wraps it up for me tonight. So if you like this video, please subscribe to the VCManCrew channel. We'll have future episodes coming out as we tackle other projects. You know, it's around our house, our RV rigs, and I already cut this in the background. There'll be more of this projects for all you Jeepers coming out there. So more to come in the future. So good night, YouTube.